Hey, it's Lucas, and today we're going to be trying Pineapple God from Upstate for the first time. So not gonna lie, I am really excited about this one. I don't even actually know why. The last time that I had some good pineapple bud was Pineapple Skittles, and it was, I want to say, a year to 2 years ago, and that was absolutely bang on. So I really want to try something else with pineapple in the name. I saw this and I thought, I'm going to give it a try. So Pineapple God is a cross between Black Cherry Punch and God Bud. It's coming in at £69, so £6.90 per gram, and the dominant terpenes in this are caryophyllene and humulene. I'm not sure where they're getting pineapple from, because I know that Black Cherry Punch is a cross between Black Cherry Pie and Purple Punch, and then God Bud is a cross between, I think it's Hawaiian and Purple Skunk. So maybe it's the Hawaiian. I'm really not sure, but I do hope that the pineapple comes through in it. Also, this is irradiated. It doesn't say what type of irradiated on the Montu website, it just says irradiated. Starting with the front, hopefully you can see that without too much glare. I really like this packaging. I think it looks premium. It looks very, very nice. I think it's the solid black bag with the little touch of gold on the front there for the Pineapple God that's making me think that it looks premium, but I honestly have no complaints. It really doesn't look that different to the other medical bags that we've had, apart from it being solid black. It has the same format, just a label stuck on the front, but for some reason, I just think that this one looks very, very nice. It's very clear what the cultivar is, the branding, and then all the information that you need on the front. I'm going to read out the front of the packaging now. It says Upstate T26 PGD, approximately THC 26%, CBD less than 1%, medicinal cannabis floss 10G. Controlled drug, possession without authority is illegal, keep out of reach and sight of children. Actives, cannabis flower, dry 10G minimum, 26W/W THC, total tetrahydrocannabinol, less than 1% W/W CBD as total cannabidiol, cultivar Pineapple God, dosage take as directed by your prescriber, and administration is inhalation. There's also a warning on the front, but I'm not going to read out the warning. And then on the back it says store below 25C, keep away from sunlight, manufactured by Northern Green Canada, imported by Vertical Farmer Resources. Batch number, and then the expiry is August 2025. We're currently in April, so May, June, July, August. This has got 4 months left on it, but we all know that cannabis doesn't actually expire unless it's got physical mold on it. It's probably fine. And on the back there, not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but it does show you how the double seal works. So it looks like there's a seal up here, the first seal, and then there's an extra seal down there. So let's just get into this. I'm going to rip the bag open and we're going to get the smell first. Okay, so for packaging, I thought it had a double seal on it, but it actually doesn't. It just had a tear line and then a little ziplock. It's not double sealed, it's just normal. First impressions on that smell, that is incredible. This might be the best smelling medical I've had to date. That is sweet, that is skunky. Oh, that smells really, really, really good. I am genuinely so surprised. That is incredible. I am going to say, actually, to me, that does smell like pineapple. It's sweet, like I said, skunky, like I said, just tropical, sweet again. I don't really know how to enforce that, but I really love sweet smelling bud, and I found it so hard to get that on medical. This is the first bud that I've opened up on medical and gone, that actually smells incredible. That is crazy. It's like sugary tropical fruit. In fact, I have a bag of dried mango on the table right now, and that's what this smells like. Maybe not the mango part, but the super concentrated, super sweet, almost like simmered down, sugary, right up in your nostrils, and a little bit of skunkiness on the end of it, but it is 100% sweet. This is incredible. First impressions on the smell straight out of the bag. Do you know what? I'm going to give that a 9. 9 out of 10, that is crazy. I can't stop smelling that. That is incredible. Genuinely, for medical, 9 out of 10 all the way. Amazing. Moving on to the looks, this also looks very, very nice. I am genuinely so impressed with this so far. Medium-sized dense nugs, a couple of small ones in there, very nicely trimmed, good dusting and trichomes, mainly light green with some orange hairs on there. I'm so genuinely impressed. If you want to see what these nugs look like, click on the link in the pinned comment. That'll take you to a short that'll show the nugs. I'm not going to be showing them in this video because it'll get age restricted. But believe me when I say this, this is coming like street bud for me. Like, this is very, very nice. I can't believe this. There is a lot of stalk on there, which is not what we want really, but it's very nice. I think I'm going to take a point away for the amount of stalk. I think I'm going to take everything off the stalk and then weigh it up separately. And in my full review, I'll tell you how much stalk weight there was in there. But apart from that, this is looking really, really good. I'm going to give this... My brain said 8, but I don't know about that. I think I'm going to give this I'm going to give it a 7.75 so far. This is looking very, very nice to me. In the grinder, this breaks down halfway between fluffy and dense. There are some fluffier bits, but there's also some denser bits. I don't know really what else to say on that. I'd say it's pretty much 50-50. The smell of this broken down, though, it reminds me of pineapple cubes. Haribo brought out this new sweets that, like, old-fashioned ones. They've got pear drops, they've got pineapple cubes. I haven't even smoked yet and I can't speak. Cola cubes and some kind of rhubarb and custard. I'm not a fan of that, but like they're soft gums, and this smells exactly like a pineapple cube from a bag of those Haribos. Haribos. Wow, I really need to get this in me because I cannot speak right now. It's like sugar dusted pineapple. Imagine you had a tin of pineapple rings that come in rims. Nope. Imagine you got a tin of pineapple rings that come in the syrup, and you took one out and you just gave it a huge whiff. That's what this smells like. It smells 100% like sweet pineapple. I genuinely cannot get over this. For £69, this is some of the best medical looks and smell that I've had so far. I don't want to speak too soon because I haven't tried any of it yet, but we're getting to that. Broken down smells getting an 8.5 because it does smell exactly like sugary pineapple cubes. This smells incredible, genuinely smells amazing. The way that I like to medicate is using an OG Mighty through a water pipe or through the straw attachment. Today I'm going to be using a water pipe, going straight in at 210, no messing about. I really need to medicate, and I've got a feeling that this is going to be good, so I'm not going to mess about with the 160 and trying to get flavour. I'm going straight in at 210. Hopefully we'll get thick clouds and dense flavour. Did I say that the right way around? I don't even know. Dense flavour and thick clouds? Who knows? Anyway, I'm hoping that this is good, so we're starting out at 210 through a water pipe. So 2 full lungfuls in, and the vapour is not too dense, but it's also not really thin and wispy. It's kind of in the middle. It's not the most satisfying hit that I've had so far, but it'll do. The flavour, however, is something to talk about. The first thing I got was like a skunky, sort of earthy sweetness. And then the second hit, and just speaking for a couple of seconds now, the flavour's developing in my mouth. I will say it does taste like pineapple. I'm not shitting you there, it does taste like pineapple, but it's also got a spicy, earthy funkiness to it that I can't really put my finger on. I've never been good at describing the earthy, funky flavours. I've always been better at describing the sweet ones, but this is like a mixture. It's my brain then, this is not going to sound appealing, but it's a little bit like pineapple been rubbed in dirt. I know that sounds disgusting, but it's not. It doesn't taste like dirt. It doesn't taste like, you know, mud or anything like that, but it's a subtle sort of musky, earthy sweetness with pineappliness on top of it. Pineapple / tropical fruits. If you can't pick out just pineapple, I would say that it's just blanket tropical fruits. Like if you've ever had a carton of tropical fruit juice, it doesn't taste like just one. It tastes like a combination of tropical. And I'm guessing that, well, I'm not guessing, I'm telling you. That's what this tastes like. I do think it tastes like pineapple, but if you don't want to get that specific, then I would say just blanket tropical fruit with a herbal sort of musky, I was going to say muddy then. I don't feel like mud is the right term because it doesn't taste like dirt, it's just earthy. And it's not bad, it's nice, it's sweet earthy. Sweet, musky, a little bit spicy, pineapple, floral. This is really, really nice. I'm genuinely, like, I am shocked at how good this is. The third and fourth hits seem to have a bit more musk and spice to them. It's like the sweetness is fading away. It's still there a little bit, but the more that I'm hitting this and the more that the flavor is fading, it's going from sweet pineapple cubes with earthy musk and spice to the sweetness is going away and the spiciness is really starting to shine. Muskiness in the background. This is pleasant. I'm not changing the temperature, I just went straight in at 210, and the flavour itself is just changing by itself as it's going from normal unvaped bud to the popcorny taste I'm going to get at the end. It's not... I don't really know where I was going with that. It's not linear, it's like super sweet, and then we're sliding down this earthy, spicy mountain, and at the bottom it's going to be just popcorn. So I'm nearly at the end of the capsule, not quite, it's really been punching me back today. I'm still getting some of that spicy flavour, It is transitioning towards the vaped bud popcorn not so nice flavour, but I'm getting no sweetness right now, all spice and earth and musk, and the vapor is really starting to fade off and it's getting quite harsh. The last 3 to 4 pulls of that did just taste like vape bud, but at the start it was very, very nice, very sweet, and actually did taste like spicy, earthy, musky sweet pineapple / tropical fruit. I am genuinely amazed. As I went through that, I did just keep it at 210, so there was no temp stepping, that was just straight at 210, and there was some very nice flavour in there. It went from sweet pineapple / tropical fruits to more of a spicy, earthy, musky, herbal sort of taste, but even now I'm getting more of the musky herbalness right in the centre of my mouth, but towards the back and around the edges I can still get just a hint of sweet pineapple, and it's very, very, very nice, especially for medical bud. This is crazy. I will say that I don't think the capsule lasted very long and it wasn't kicking out the thickest clouds of vapour, but that could just be user error. Maybe I didn't pack it tight enough, maybe I didn't put enough in there, I don't know. I still need to experiment with that, but in my opinion, not the biggest amount of vapour and quite harsh, but the flavour, I've got to give that, I think I said 8.5, I can't remember. I'm going to give it an 8 because it is very, very good. It's been a couple of minutes now, so I'm going to talk about the effects, but I will say that this was my first vape of the day, first smoke of the day, whatever you want to call it, and from the second pull I did start to feel it. This is 26% THC and less than 1% CBD, sativa leaning hybrid. I think it's a hybrid anyway. It is a hybrid. It doesn't say sativa or indica leaning, so I think it is just 50-50, but when I was looking into this, it did sound to me like it was going to be a bit more sativa. I am feeling a little bit more sativa-like effects. I immediately felt it behind my eyes, the hot eye feeling. I feel my shoulders feel very, very light. I feel chatty. I feel like I want to talk. I do feel a little bit energized, but not too much. I'm kind of like, if I was with a group of people, I could go for a walk or I could just sit and chill. It's either one. Not too indica body-wise. I'm feeling a little bit of heaviness. Maybe in the center between my shoulder blades, like I just said, my shoulders were feeling light, now they're feeling a little bit heavy. The center between my shoulder blades, again repeating myself, feels a little bit heavy. I feel like I'm being pulled down a little bit at the moment, so maybe there is a little bit of an indica body high going on there, but definitely, actually yeah, my eyes are starting to feel a little bit heavy now, so the indica is starting to come through. But for the first 5 minutes of that, I was feeling very, very chatty, not energetic per se, but I had a little boost of energy. I was feeling very moving, I don't know what you want to call this, very animated, feeling quite animated, moving around. But yeah, actually this, I can feel both sides of this. I think this may be genuinely a 50-50 because I can feel the sativa side and I can also feel the indica side. I feel really nice right now. Do you know what? I don't have any complaints about this apart from maybe a lot of stalk going on in there, but apart from that, no problems whatsoever. This is very nice. I can feel it in my eyes. There's definite vision change going on, and there's definitely a little bit of heaviness and heat. There's a little bit of a headband effect going on, not too much. A little bit of heaviness in my shoulders. It's a nice mix of the two. This is what I like. I like to feel both sides. I like the sativa effects with the hot eyes and the head high and vision change, and I also like to feel a little bit of the indica effects with the heavy body and the shoulders and maybe some of the lightness and all that. But I do know, or I have come to find out my previous 2 videos, that I am not a pure indica man, and this is not a pure indica nor a pure sativa. This is, in fact, I think this is just a definite hybrid, like a 50-50 hybrid, and this feels very nice to me right now. I'm going to have to experiment with the dosage, because usually just off 1 capsule I feel alright, but I need a little bit more. This is just 1 capsule, and again, I'm feeling alright. I feel like I could have a little bit more, maybe not another full capsule, but maybe pack another capsule and have a couple of pulls off it and be alright. I don't like to do that. I I can't leave a capsule unvaped. Like, I'm not one of those people. I don't know why, it's just a personality flaw, I guess. I can't pack a capsule, take like 2 hits and then put it down and leave it for later. If I'm packing a capsule, I have to finish the capsule, even if I'm coughing up a lung. But yes, I feel very, very nice right now. I feel like it's not too, I know I've just said this, but it's not too far either way. I'm feeling really good. I'm going to give the effects for now, I'm going to give them an 8 because I'm feeling nice, like I said. So I'm going to jump into my overall rating now. Packaging, I am going to give a 7 out of 10. I think it looks nice. Can't remember what I said earlier, but it's good. It's probably some of the best packaging we've seen so far, so not a 7. I'm going to give it an 8. 8 out of 10 for the packaging. Smell of the whole nugs, 8.5. That smells absolutely incredible. Pineapple, earthy, sweet, musky. It's got absolutely everything going on. Please try this because it just smells great. 8.5 out of 10 for the whole nugs. And then ground up, it gets sweeter and it starts to smell like pineapple cubes. I'm still going to keep it an 8.5 though. Very, very good. Taste, I'm going to give it a 7.75. I like it and it's very good, and there actually is some taste there, and it does change. It does have depth of flavor. It goes from being very, very sweet and fruity, and then it changes to being quite earthy and musky and spicy, but it still keeps the sweetness. The only complaint I have is that the whole capsule all the way through, it just didn't seem to last very long. The flavor was definitely there. The hit was okay, but in terms of longevity, it just seemed like the capsule didn't last very long, which it could be because I used it through a water pipe today, and for the past couple of times I've been doing it through the straw. That's probably what it is actually, but it just didn't feel like it lasted long. So we've got looks 8, smell both whole and ground down 8.5, taste is going to get 7.75, and the effects so far, I'm also going to give a 7.75 just for now, not quite an 8, just because I'm still getting used to it and I need to adjust for time of day. I'm not sure yet whether this is going to be a daytime or a nighttime. I did get this to be a daytime, but I accidentally bought 3 daytime strains, so maybe this will be a nighttime strain. I don't know yet. Stick around for the full review. So my first impression of Upstate Pineapple God is a very, very good one. I have really thoroughly enjoyed this. I think this may be the best medical that I've had so far. 8 out of 10 for Pineapple God. This has been a very, very nice experience, and I don't think I've said that once trying medical buds, so take that with a pinch of salt, but I do recommend that you try the Upstate flower. Maybe if you think Pineapple God won't be for you, then don't get that one, but they have I don't know why my brain just short-circuited there, but they have a varying range, so maybe I'm going to check out some of their other flower. I think you should too. So overall, Pineapple God is going to get an 8 out of 10 from me. I personally think that this may be the best medical that I've tried so far. This has been really nice. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I do recommend trying some of the Upstate range if you haven't already. If you don't think Pineapple God's going to be for you, then don't get that. They do a lot of other flower, go check it out, and it's quite cheap as well. Like, I haven't tried any of the other Upstate flower, so I don't know if it's going to be as good, but if it's all as good as this, then I can't wait to try more. So yes, this has been my first time trying Pineapple God from Upstate. This is not a review, this is literally my first time trying it. You can't review something if it's your first time trying it. My opinion tends to change over the course of however long that I have the bud, and sometimes it changes for the better, sometimes it changes for the worse. If this gets better, then this might end up being a 10 out of 10. I really hope that this doesn't get worse, but you're just gonna have to subscribe and stick around for the full review. If you like the video, leave a like, leave me a comment telling me your opinion. I always like to hear people's opinions in the comments. Just don't be a dick. That's the only rule we have. Subscribe for more videos. Peace.